Ugh. It is the last stop on the one-way trip on the road to WrestleMania as we take a pit stop down under in Perth, Australia, known for its wonderful museums, white sandy beaches, and we will see who punches their last chance ticket to WrestleMania as we come together and simply predict the Elimination Chamber. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another edition of Simply Predicting, this time for WWE Elimination Chamber taking place in Perth, Australia. Here are the start times if you choose to watch it, but of course, me and JJ will be doing it at a delayed time. More details are to come. But once again, welcome to the fun. And once again, as always, I am the simple man of the simple brand, the voice of the JMN, forever grateful professional wrestling. Damn it! And my name is Noah Foster. With this illustrious panel tonight, I have the Renegade JJ Williams, both our wonderful bar keys from Statboy Sports Bar, the lovely and always positive Dory Lou, and the one with all the stats you can imagine, Statboy Mike. Along with us tonight, of course, his longtime friend of the Multiverse of Media, Emmanuel, and truly the golden voice of the Multiverse of Media, MVP of Karaoke Nights, Natalie. Everybody, it's great to see you, and to everyone in the chat, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend. King Mike, good to see you. Before we get into the night's festivities, let's go around and get everyone's initial impressions and level of excitement towards this PLE down under in Australia at the Elimination Chamber. JJ, you and I will be calling on delay because you're not going to be out during the middle of the night, but I will be watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I honor your choice, and it's good to see you. How you feeling about this show, my friend? This is it, the last stop before WrestleMania.
You know, it's funny because whether it's No Way Out, which was originally, the February pay-per-view, or Elimination Chamber, I always feel like there's a certain aura about this show where it's like you really start to get the chili pot boiling as far as what's going to be happening at WrestleMania.
Right.
The Rumble, that's the kickoff of the road to WrestleMania. But you really start to see paths take their course and, storylines start to get shaped with this February pay-per-view. We were kind of joking earlier, you call it a pit stop on the road. I look at it as like that last moment before you pull the steak off to like really let the seasoning and the flavors and the juices get into it before the entree is served at WrestleMania.
A little bit of shrimp on the barbie, but all right, I get what you're saying. By the way, I like my steak medium rare, but that's a whole different question. And this isn't sponsored by Texas, as far as I know.
Statboy likes it thrown in the back of the grill and come off burnt.
No, right. I don't. I'm not a well done guy. I'm a medium well guy. There's a difference.
And there's the first stat of the night. Stay tuned for more to come. Speaking of which, Statboy Mike, good to see you once again. And great job, by the way, in your Super Bowl coverage. I dropped in and listened to your
thank you.
Sounded like you had good fun. But how you feel about Elimination Chamber?
Well, if we're going on the rest food motif, Royal Rumble is your hors d'oeuvres. Elimination Chamber is your appetizer. However, in this case, I want to go straight to the main course because I don't feel that the appetizer is worth it at this point. We've only got 4 matches to deal with, and it's all been hyped up thanks to that. Even that the pre-drinks, you're at the bar having a drink conference. So now we know what the main course is going to be. There's no excitement right now. They're going to try and bring up the excitement level during the chamber itself. That's where they're going to try and get people back interested in this. And Mommy's, of course, she's going to put them over the top. But it's like it's going to go from 0 to 100 when you hear, "This is my brutality." And that crowd is going to be hot. So Mommy is going to save this pay-per-view. As far as everybody else, I'm a little bit leery, but I want to be wrong in this case.
And there's one
breaking news. Here's another statistic for the stat boy. Hors d'oeuvres and appetizers are the same thing. Go ahead, Noah.
No, they're not. Whoa.
Yes.
No, they're not. Hors
Oh,
d'oeuvres
yes,
and
they are.
appetizers are not the same thing.
Yes, they are. Hors d'oeuvre is French for an appetizer.
Boom!
An hors d'oeuvre is that little thing on a toothpick. The appetizer, you actually get it on a plate.
Not necessarily.
Man.
Uncle Mikey, just give up. Just give
Okay,
up.
fine.
This is
Okay,
one
I'll listen to
battle
these.
that Mike is not going to win against his other barkeep here. And this is definitely a panel of one-on-one exhibitions to come in probably tonight's discussion as soon as possible, as we've seen. Before we get to Emmanuel, now I do see you have your hand up. So go ahead and talk about how you feel about the show. And yes, what's on your mind?
I was just going to ask if he does win any of the arguments. However, that's unrelated.
Kiddo.
The Natalie plays.
You have known him your entire life. You know he rarely, if ever, wins an argument.
I know. I just wanted to hear
Thanks,
him
bro.
say it.
Are you 15 or 50?
Let's go to the stat girl, Dory Lou. How many arguments has Mikey ever won?
Oh boy.
Against me?
In general.
Maybe one. Maybe.
Okay, good. Move on.
Moving right along.
Okay, well, as we keep moving along here, I love this stuff. That being said, Emmanuel, good to see you. I don't know if Arlene's going to join us, but in case she can't, Arlene, we'll see you for WrestleMania, and stay tuned, folks, because WrestleMania is going to probably kill my voice once again, because I'm going to be busy as ever, and I look forward to it. In the meantime, Emmanuel, I know Arlene's going to be participating against you in this, and I, of course, will send her the form too. But how you feeling about this PLE? How you feel about Elimination Chamber?
Kind of like on paper, like it seems predictable. Sadly, like I hope like the performances are going to be solid. Like let's face facts. Like WWE always kills it in PLEs, but the predictability is off the charts. Like it seems like a no-brainer. I gotta try to mix it up. Try to pick something else, but you never know. But like, it'd be a surprise. And Noah, I think we're the man, 2 men out, because we're like there's 4 family members in the chat, and we're like they don't get shenanigans.
Listen, I'm the moderator. I'm just a simple moderator here, and I've always been a standout my whole life. I walk alone in this pit of danger, and I always will, then now and forever. But I appreciate you putting me in some spot. Anyway, good to know, Emmanuel. And again, Arlene, appreciate your viewership, and shout out to Walter Cruz, who's also in the chat. Natalie, welcome back to City Predicting. I believe this is your second time now on this platform. And how you feel about Elimination Chamber?
I'm kind of indifferent about it. Like, there's definitely better, but like, I don't know. What happens, And I'm excited for some of the matches.
There we go.
Kind of good note, but I do kind of agree that it is kind of filler, because we could just get straight to the point, but no.
Look, you should know by now, when it comes to any time you have JJ on the screen along with me and Stat Boy especially, there's going to be capital S shenanigans, and that's part of the entertainment. So if nothing else, folks, you're not entertained. And I figured away it's going to be a fun discussion. Speaking of having fun and positivity, nobody has it more than anybody else I know of besides this wonderful person down here. Dory Lou, it's so good to see you again. How do you feel about the chamber, my friend?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. And how do I feel about the Elimination Chamber? It's a good excuse for me to request a day off from work.
Hey, there you go. I mean, you know the phrase, all work and no play makes blank. This is not match game, but people know the rest.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so it's a good excuse for me to request a day off from work, because I do really enjoy watching the PLEs and trying to catch the watch-alongs while doing so, because I always learn a little bit more each time you guys do one, and I can at least listen to it. There's not a particular match I'm excited for from what I'm seeing so far. I just would like to be entertained and enjoy the show, kind of like I did with Super Bowl.
Well, there you go. Well, you don't have to worry about somebody running across the field to reach a touchdown, but you do have to worry about a bunch of people enduring punishment inside structures. So, without further ado, again, chat, you know what to do. If you want to dictate the conversation, don't need to dictate at Cast Ending Studios. Super chat, simple as that. And the link to the predictions form, of course, will be in the chat down below, or comments, once this video concludes, as well as my community tab, as well as my Twitter. As, of course, I host the league for anybody that's a fan of all things wrestling, including the team. And right now, it's pretty dead even across the team board, with most people getting 7, including me. But, of course, last year's winner is Caitlin and Aaron. I put them up there on the top for a reason. Alphabetical order. And also, of course, the Galaxy so far, 60 of you, including everybody here, have competed so far too. So again, Natalie, Statboy, Dory, Emmanuel, Arlene, and everybody that's also been involved in the chat, good luck to all of you. Let's keep the fun going. But I think without further ado, ladies and gentlemen in chat, let's get right into it. So yeah, this is the last stop before WrestleMania 40. And we're going down under for the first time ever in Perth, Australia, in Opus Stadium. And due to the fact that this will be live in a place below the equator, it's going to be at a very unique time. For those that are willing and daring, here are the starting times for you. Australian Western Standard Time is 6 p.m., while Eastern's 5 a.m., and Pacific is 2 a.m. in the morning. And we're over the 10-minute mark in case JJ wants to talk his thoughts with that time slot. But there's your local time.
Just ungodly.
That's New Japan Pro Wrestling right there for you. But yep, so in case you want to watch it, it's Saturday, available on the Peacock. But of course, we'll be doing a delayed reaction, spoiler-free recording, noon Eastern Standard Time, I believe. So stay tuned for more on that. All right, let's go ahead and get into the matches. And I think we'll kick things off with like they did at the Royal Rumble, the women. For one title has been determined, the other one has not. And this is the first half towards determining that other picture. Let's talk about the Women's World Championship match qualifying Elimination Chamber, as all 6 of these women actually qualified. What a crazy concept, by the way. We have, of course, the newly returned Naomi from TNA. We have returning from injury Liv Morgan. We have the man Becky Lynch in what has been the only saga hyped up since prior to Royal Rumble of Mommy versus the Man. I just want y'all to keep that in mind. We have the EST of WWE Bianca Belair that was supposed to face Rhea Ripley last year, but was injured. We have the newest signing to SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton, and the returning, brought back and all, Raquel Rodriguez, who, of course, qualified last after winning a Battle Royal. Also coming back from injury, and I believe she, from the last PLE, which was Survivor Series last time the title was on the line. Oh, no, it was Fastlane, because Survivor Series was always start. But, of course, at Fastlane, Raquel fell to Mommy. So you got a couple of first-time appearances in the chamber. You got a couple of previous victims of Mommy where apparently they didn't learn their place. And you have some unique ideas of where WrestleMania could go based on who wins this. As always, with Elimination Chamber matches, we will have 2 picks. You will have a primary pick worth 2 and a secondary pick worth 1. So that being said, let's go around the board and get everyone's thoughts and see what you all think awaits on the marquee for one half of the Women's World Championship match at WrestleMania. Dory, let's start with you. What are your thoughts regarding the Women's Elimination Chamber here, and whether it's Rhea Ripley or Nia Jax, gonna be Rhea, who you think should be on the other side of the marquee for WrestleMania?
Oh, well, I'm a little bit partial to Bianca Belair, her being a Knoxville native, and I'm only an hour north of that.
Fair.
I always mix myself up. I don't see her going up against against Rhea Ripley. Honestly, from these picks, Raquel.
Okay.
I'd like to see Raquel go. I think that would be a good matchup.
See her go round 2.
Yeah.
All right. And in case she,
If
falls on her back for the 3 count, what's your backup?
If she does fall, I'm taking Naomi.
Interesting.
All righty. Natalie,
I'm the unpredictable one.
I don't know. Natalie might give us a run for the money here. And I'm very curious to get. I love the fact, by the way, that this panel is so multidimensional. Natalie, what's your thoughts on this women's chamber? Who would you like to see, or who you believe deserves to be part of this near main event level match at WrestleMania?
All right. I'm kind of copying a bit here because I was going to say the same thing as Dory for both 1 and 2. But here's my logic. Here's my logic. Okay. Have Raquel win, go against Mommy, beat Mommy, as much as I hate to say it, and then have Raquel versus Liv.
Ah, the former tag team partners. Okay. All right. Short, sweet, straight to the point. Very interesting. And of course, she's smacking up on Dory, so let's go with Naomi. All right,
Yeah.
Emmanuel. So, Emmanuel, you've been very critical sometimes when it comes to certain superstars. That's why you and Arlene always butt heads. So, let's see if you butt heads with these two. Because so far, right now, we got straight up Raquel and Naomi in that order. What's your take? You're muted.
You're muted.
Botch.
Because I like, yeah, I know. Because I tend to try to mute myself when they talk that way. Nothing comes out. So,
Yeah,
my primary pick. It's gonna probably shock you, like everybody, but I was thinking Bianca Belair because right now at this stage, I don't think WWE knows what to do with Bianca without the title picture. Like what? It's been three WrestleManias in a row that she was in the championship match.
Yes.
I'm not sure who you put her against during WrestleMania weekend because nobody makes sense right now for her in the WrestleMania. So it'd be more compelling. Long story, like one storyline that has been negated to be talked about is that champion versus champion interaction with Bianca and Rhea stare off, and that was the last time we saw them together. And I think that was in Survivor Series when they were champions, and that's when Bianca lost the title, or Night of Champions. I don't know which pay-per-view it was, but that's my primary pick. Because I think WWE's in the same situation as Charlotte. Like they don't know what to do with Bianca without the title, and it's sad to say. My secondary pick, I don't want to see Becky Lynch, even though it's teased a lot. I mean, a lot. They're trying to force feed you, and sadly, that's my secondary pick, sadly. I don't think Liv is deserving. I don't think Raquel is deserving. Tiffany Strand just came up. It would be a mega rocket boost that she beat Rhea Ripley in her debut of WrestleMania. Can you imagine that stock will go up the roof if she beat her in WrestleMania? But like Naomi just came back, she doesn't really need the title right now, and I feel like it's more like I'm not sure what you do with Naomi as well because she's a baby face. Bailey's going to be a baby face, and you're not going to have her in the title picture anytime soon. So it's kind of like there's a lot of women in the middle of nowhere and they need help. They need secondary title. I'm not sure what they do with it, but they need something badly because there's a lot of question marks there.
A lot of misinterpreted pieces, like a bunch of extra components from something from IKEA. I can definitely understand that sentiment, though. I've been saying all the time about the state of women's wrestling. If y'all want to hear a rant about that, that's a super chat. But I don't rant for free. Natalie knows that for a fact. That being said, Statboy Mike, you rant for free, but I don't think you're going to rant here. But go ahead and give us your 2 picks on the women's chamber. What's your thoughts? Do you agree with Dory, or do you have your own sentiments?
I have my own sentiments here. Of course, being the stat boy, of course, we all know this is Becky's first attempt into the chamber. That's the primary story. That's where everyone's going with. So she is my first pick. I'm going to take Becky because I think WWE is going to satisfy an accomplishment that has been happened before. I did not look up first-time participants and winners, but I think Becky is going to join an elite list of participants to do that. I do like Bianca. This will be her 3rd trip into the chamber. or no, her second, excuse me.
Botch.
Liv has the experience factor. This will be her fifth. Tiffany Stratton is making her Elimination Chamber match debut. This will be Naomi's second, and this will be Raquel's second. Based on that, I'm going to pick Liv as my backup, just on the experience factor alone. They're all going to do something amazing, I would hope. Here's the oddball one. I think Tiffany is going to do the high spot, be it jump off one of the pods, or the only thing the women's haven't done is go through the glass. I don't see that happening. If they do it, wow, then they are really trying to save this pay-per-view, because the guys go through the glass more than anything. The women, if that happens, it'll be scary, but it might look good. I don't really want to see it happen, but you never know. Naomi and Bianca, they'll be doing mostly the technical spots. Raquel will be doing the strong spots because she is the lifter of the group. And like I said, don't sleep on Tiffany, because just because she's cute on the outside, she's probably deadly on the inside, and she's probably got some things that'll just shock the hell out of you. But I'm going with Becky because, that's the way the story's going.
Yeah. At the end of the yes, Manuel.
I was about to ask Becky, who's your second pick?
Becky and Liv.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna watch her and see if she actually lives in the moment, like she did when she won Money in the Bank. But again, I almost feel like I shouldn't even have to pick a second pick, because out of these 6, who literally the last month has been hyped up, face-to-face, confrontational, hyping up the audience to write fanfics and think about this WrestleMania level main event, it's Becky Lynch. She's the only one at this point that has any sort of relevancy in matter and value and high marketing selling for WrestleMania against Mommy. There's a reason why those two women only were face-to-face against each other at the WrestleMania kickoff. None of these women even were involved in that picture. Bianca Belair was happy at a reality show. She's already a made woman. Got sponsored by C4, was champion last year, and has a reality show with her husband. The rest are out more so to prove a point and be more than just showcase spot at WrestleMania. But they'll probably do another women's showcase because you got to get everybody on the card. So simply put, I'm just going to go with the fact of I do want to see Bianca versus Rhea happen, because, again, it's supposed to happen last year. Didn't happen. Hasn't happened yet, because Bianca has been feuding with Damage Control for the better half of 6 months. And right now, Becky Lynch, I almost wonder if this is her last WrestleMania, because the last time she was involved in a WrestleMania singles match, she created the moment with Bianca Belair, who won, of course, at WrestleMania 38. So why not do the same for Rhea Ripley and endorse the future? So simply put, just because of market value, level of interest, level of competition, and I feel overall the stories that can unfold, even though people want Bianca to turn heel, and I'm like, nah, that's not going to happen. But I still think this match needs to happen. Simply put, I'm going with Becky and Bianca. Now, one person on here personally asked me he wanted to be last.
I had to go first.
Oh, you wanted to go first? Whoops.
Yeah, because I wanted to make a point for why every single one of these people could win.
Oh, well, good thing nobody else has so far made the points then. My bad. I'm tired again. I've been up since 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, my apologies, brother. You can get me later for that. But hey, first or last, you're still the guy that has the spotlight. So go for it, JJ. Your thoughts in this chamber match.
Well, I'm not going to go into my diatribe now, because I feel like some of my points have been negated by some of the other comments that have been made here. So I'm just going to try to make this short and sweet. I understand everybody's choice as far as Becky Lynch goes and why that's the logical, but this is WWE. When the hell have they ever used logic?
Is that like saying military intelligence?
The one that makes the most sense from a story standpoint is Liv Morgan. And I hate to say it because I'm not her biggest fan. And how great was her last championship run? Oh, that's right. I've seen stuff left in the toilet that was better than that. but she's got the story with Rhea Ripley. She was the tag team partner that was turned on so Rhea could join Judgment Day. She was injured and put out of action for 6 months by Rhea. There's history here. Whether I like it or I don't like it, there's a redemption arc for Liv when it comes to Rhea. Becky Lynch needs, if the championship is going to be in Philly at WrestleMania, Becky Lynch needs to be in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, that far away from the championship. And that goes for every single one of the horsewomen except for Bayley. I'm over the horsewoman in the title picture.
Fair.
If I'm being honest, as much as I love her, I'm over Bianca in the title picture. To your guys' point about not knowing what to do with her if she's not in the title picture. I believe there was a certain woman who showed up in the Rumble who kind of mirrored Bianca. You say Bianca has been feuding with Damage Control for the better part of 6 months. Why not have Bianca and Jade versus Kairi and Asuka at Mania? Bianca keeps her undefeated streak intact, keeps her championship accomplishments intact. 2 years winning it, 1 year retaining it, this year with the tag titles. Jade gets a mega push being paired up with Bianca, doesn't lose a Mania match like that because Jade shouldn't be losing this early. Now you've found something for Bianca to do at Mania. She's in the title picture, but she's in the tag title picture. She's helping to get somebody over. Helping to build. No, we don't want them one-on-one yet, Walter. Save that. Let that be WrestleMania 41.
I'm about to say that
Build
that's
it for a
WrestleMania.
year.
That's a WrestleMania level match waiting to happen, but we need more of Jade than just the fact she threw Nia over the top rope by herself. But that being said, what's your take on Naomi and Tiffany, knowing they're young tenured in WWE? Again, Naomi just returned, and your Tiffany Stratton just finally rose up from NXT and is officially part of SmackDown. Where do they go from here?
As far as where do they go from here, I don't know. Both of those are reasons why I could see them going over, though. Naomi was just a champion, granted in another Fed, as of January 13th.
Correct.
Like a month and a half ago. I could see them building her, especially since, you know, the bloodline is still the most dominant thing, and she is married to Mr. No Yeet himself.
I'm not gonna rant tonight. I'm not gonna rant tonight.
For whatever reason, they've still kept her away from the bloodline. I think they need to feed into it. For Tiffany, I made a point on my show this morning. Tiffany Stratton gets better with every single match that she has.
And you all can read more about that on For the Love of Wrestling. Please check it out every day on Renegades Reviews, as always, part of Cast 18 Studios. Continue.
Tiffany Stratton is what Brie Bella should have been.
Oh, wow.
Brie Bella was dating and then married Bryan Danielson, arguably the greatest technical wrestler of all time. How did Brie Bella never improve in the ring? Tiffany Stratton is dating / engaged to Ludwig Kaiser, who runs with Gunther / Walter.
Yes.
And every match that she has, she's getting better and better. Gee, I wonder if they do more than play wrestle at bedtime during the day and train. She definitely looks like she's in there training with those guys. improving so that she can be at that Imperium level. She doesn't want to disappoint. Yeah, for real, what Arlene said.
All right. Damn.
As far as Raquel goes, again,
Yes.
she just came back from injury.
Yes.
You know, I could see her getting that push, but when it comes right down to it, the two that make the most logical sense are Liv and Becky. I'm just flipping my pick as far as what Mikey and you said. I'm making Liv my primary because I feel there's more history, more story there. You know, finish the story, right?
Oh gosh.
Mm-hmm.
And Becky is my secondary.
Fair. Again, it's all very fair analysis. So good kickoff discussion. Now we're going to go ahead and change things here. While we talk about yes, Emmanuel, I see your hand real quick. What's up?
Yeah, just real quick. With the reinstatement, Charlie wishes her moonsault is that pretty as Stephanie's. Just to say that, I agree with her. And second, do you think Nia Jax is gonna destroy somebody like what Edge did with Kofi Kingston? Take a spot and insert herself in the chambers. It's kind of weird that to put her over that much in that 6-woman interaction in the chamber just to squash everybody else. It's kind of weird.
The whole point of that was to remind everybody that they're all focused on Mommy, and everyone is completely looking past Nia.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody thinks Nia is going to win.
In
so
other words,
she went out there and destroyed the field to be like, I can destroy every one of you just like I can destroy her.
Exactly. It's all.
I have a feeling the women's chamber is going to jerk the curtain.
Ding. Yes, that boy.
My question is, why didn't Rhea come out last night?
Didn't need to.
She probably was already on the plane to Australia.
Why risk injury when we knew that Nia was going to destroy the field like that?
Destroy the field. That's one
really
thing.
Want Rhea Ripley to walk into the chamber in her home country injured because Nia, who's prone to injuring people, gets a little stiff.
About to say, if Rhea gets injured before WrestleMania, game over.
Yeah. It's not like you can throw Grayson Waller or Bronson Reed into the match with Nia Jax. This whole show has been built around Rhea Ripley.
Exactly.
And that's why that should be the main event.
Well, again, she's also the only one that's literally on the poster. She's the only one that's hyped it up in advertisements. She's from Australia. She's the biggest WWE superstar according to the PWI 500 and according to the rating system in WWE 2K24. So, shall I continue? So, while we talk about those that should be in victory, let's go ahead and switch our storytelling here, and we'll go in the opposite direction here because while there has to be a victor, there has to be the ultimate loser. As you know, the only way to win the Elimination Chamber is to literally outlast everybody else and avoid elimination. But eventually, someone's got to be eliminated first. We've seen all 6 people involved before elimination occurred. We've seen literally only 2 people involved and elimination occur just like that. So that being said, this is not triple threat. It's not buffer. It's not fall person. But somebody has to eat the fall first to set the pace. So, JJ, who predominantly out of these 6 do you see being eliminated first?
See, that's hard. That's the hardest part.
Exactly.
And we have until Saturday to change our mind, right?
That's correct, sir.
I'm going to make a bold statement, and Becky's out first.
Ooh.
Wow.
She is arguably the biggest threat in the match.
That's fair.
So it would make sense for the 5 women to try and team up and gang up on her.
All right. He picked the man. The man goes down first. All right. Mikey, your take on that. How's that for a unique stat when it comes to based on performance value and experience, do they last longest or maybe do they last the shortest? What's your take? Who you think eats the first decision?
It is a surprise pick to have all that hype to have Becky possibly out first, so I can't agree to it. It is a bold statement, but I'm going to say that Tiffany gets eliminated first, even only because she's the newest coming up from NXT. She needs to establish herself somehow. She'll still get off that amazing spot that I predicted when I made my pick. I think she'll do something, but then it's time to go because she's just not quite ready at all. She just came up. I don't want to see her in a title picture for at least, I'll go 3 months before after all this stuff happens. So sadly, Tiffany goes first.
All right.
It's very clear that Stat Boy has never watched my NXT. Seriously.
I'm letting him say it. I don't need to say it. I'm letting him say it.
It's fine. If I go back and look at it, and if she doesn't get eliminated first, then I'll see why.
Let me ask this real quick question. Simple answer. What better way to establish her on the main roster than to have her go deep in the chamber?
I can understand that. That's a good point.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
There we go. Great counterpoint, by the way, JJ. Emmanuel, so far we got 2 different picks here. What's your stand? Who gets the axe first?
Raquel, then Liv, then Tiffany, then I'm trying to decide between those 3 who's going to get eliminated next.
Trying to map out the chamber.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's got to come down to Becky and Liv.
Naomi. Then, it has to be Becky and Bianca, and like I said, my primary pick is Bianca. So then, Becky gets eliminated last.
Fair enough. Natalie, just put this in perspective. This is for the Raw branded championship, the Women's World Championship. 3 of these women are from Raw. 3 of these women are from SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Bianca are SmackDown. Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, and Raquel Rodriguez are Raw. Not that I'm trying to influence you. I just figured you might want to make sure you know who's who, where's where when it comes to this is for the Raw Championship. But go ahead. Who do you think gets eliminated first?
See, personally, I kind of want to agree with Dad because I'm not a big Becky fan. So, I mean, I could see them ganging up on her to kind of get her out of there quicker. That way she's less of a threat, like Dad kind of said. So, he made a valid statement. So, I'm kind of having to go with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why she's my daughter.
Like daughter. Great minds think alike, and we'll see if great minds are right. But then again, he also said that he might change his. And again, when you could change yours up until the deadline, and I'll make it. Fudge it. I'm not sleeping Saturday night. You got till 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to let me know. I want to change my pick. Otherwise, it's final. Dory, who you think gets eliminated first? We got a little bit of a spread out field here. We got Becky, we got Raquel, and we got Tiffany. So do you think one of those names gets eliminated first, or do you have a different take?
I'm kind of leaning towards Tiffany, but at the same time, with Becky being the biggest threat, seeing them gang up on her and get her out first, I'm kind of torn between the 2. Wow. I think Liv's going to get a little extra time in there. I'm so glad she's back. When she made her entrance the other night, it was just awesome. You know what? Becky's going to be the first out.
Wow. Okay.
And how poetic would this be, Noah? You called the NXT PLEs with me.
Yes,
how poetic would it be for Tiffany Stratton, who lost the title to Becky Lynch, to pin Becky and eliminate her from the chamber?
It just be like
Paybacks are a bitch.
took the word right out of my mouth, and you don't even have that bitch on the screen yet. So it's a fair point. I get it. Becky Lynch is the obvious pick to win, but it also feels like the biggest what the to get eliminated, and it would be the biggest moment. I do think that it will be either Tiffany or Liv that leaves us with the moment in the chamber. I don't think necessarily either one of them gets eliminated first. I'm kind of going out on a limb here, and I'm thinking, okay, biggest threat based on experience, based on value, based on hunger, based on who has the most attention. But I'm also looking at the biggest imposing threat here. I'm going with Raquel. I mean, if Raquel starts throwing people through pods and she's the first one out and she's the most dominant force in this chamber, I could literally see him trying to get up on Raquel. It might take a prettiest moonsault ever from a top of the chamber just to get elimination on her after she eats a Bexploder and a KLD. It'd be a great way to show how strong Raquel has been since her return. She just came back from injury. So you want to, once again, rebuild that value of her and maybe get rid of that stupid, cheesy smile. I think Raquel gets eliminated first. I'm going with Raquel.
There you go.
All right. Well, good stuff so far around. Let's go ahead and move into our second match. We'll leave the chamber alone for now, and we will look into tag team action, where we will start this time with Stat Boy, and we're going to talk about the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. As Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, British Strong Style, I know that's not their name, but it should be. Again, WWE, what the F? Taking on the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And yes, Damian Priest still has Money in the Bank briefcase. We are not doing a bonus point this PLE if he's going to cash in because Roman's not competing. Neither is Seth freaking Rollins. But that being said, Stat Boy, again, these guys have had the titles. Well, they were flip-flop, actually. They originally won at Fastlane, then they lost them to Cody, or excuse me, they won at Payback, lost at Fastlane to Cody and Jey Uso, who held them for a cup of coffee, got back on Raw. They've had them since. But if you guys been watching WWE like I have, clearly there might be some awesome truth ahead towards the Tag Team Championships. And we've already seen DIY push them to the limit and fail. And Judgment Day has the numbers and also championship advantage. I personally would love to see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate win, but this is WWE. Logic and professional wrestling value don't make sense here. You look at the WrestleMania narrative, it seems pretty cut and dry. Stat Boy, who takes the cherry blueberry strap with the dimes? Who takes the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships? Jesus Christ, that's a mouthful.
Indeed, this is almost a giveaway match. These guys haven't fought each other since the NXT days. This is really, from what I caught, Finn and Damian have not ever faced Tyler Bate. They have faced Pete Dunne, but everything was done in NXT. So this match will give Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate their official moment in WWE as those names, not as Butch and whatever Tyler Bate was, because I didn't look him up. You know, Pete Dunne is Butch, and it's Fight Night, the Brawling Brutes, excellent. He can fight, he can scrap, he can handle his own. Good idea. Do I see them as tag team champions? No. It's a clear-cut, easy pick for this one. The Judgment Day retains. They keep their 120-day reign continuing on. They got to go into WrestleMania as tag team champions. Then they can potentially lose it to a better established team. I'm not saying that Dunne and Bates aren't bad together. I just need to see more of them to bring them into the tag team mix. You know, if the Usos hadn't done what they had done and split off, that'd be a good matchup. But we've seen that many times. Imperium, they could have a run at it. New Day, they're getting ready for the street fight coming up next week on Raw. They could go into this. There needs to be that one team, and I don't see Tyler and Pete as tag team champions right now. They're either too new on me, or it just doesn't roll off the tongue right. Judgment Day retains, hands down.
I almost feel like I don't even need to go around here, but unless somebody believes that Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne are going to win, I think we'll literally just move on. So I open the floor now to opposing arguments, going once, going twice,
Emmanuel.
What the hell, bro?
He has to be the wild card.
Yeah, I have to be the wild card.
Somebody has to be.
That way the conversation is a little bit longer. I think bring the idea of the possibility of Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate winning the tag team title. Like I get it. Like Judgment Day is in a streak, and it makes sense. Like I agree with everything Mikey said. It makes sense to continue it to WrestleMania, but to be honest, it's like I really want The Miz and R-Truth to be the ones to dethrone Judgment Day and have that happy comedy act. You know, like it's gonna be a short reign for them. Like if they do win the tag team titles, would they lose against the Judgment Day again? Like who like which tag team is out there that's heel? It's kind of nobody. Like only AOP makes sense. And
there was another one, yeah. AOP, they're a good team that could possibly do it.
Yeah,
the Creed brothers,
garbage.
well, personal feelings aside, they could have a run with it. The Creed brothers could have a run with it. Why? How about them? You know, there are established teams that should be coming up. I'm not saying it's not going to be a bad match. They'll put on a good match. They just won't win.
Yeah. So like it would make sense. Like it is Australia. There's mostly more Britain people down there. Hopefully they'll come there, have like the home field advantage, and you have the happy-go-lucky ending. But like my pick is still Judgment Day. I just want to bring the idea that there is a small possibility of them winning. At least you could build the tag team division that way in the long run, because I feel like Pete Dunne, like if they lose, then like what do you do after that? Like do you still continue that tag team dynamic? It feels like what do you do next with them? Like if they lost those opportunities. So go ahead.
The bottom line here is the only way Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne are winning is if they win via disqualification. That way they stay strong because they just became a team and you don't want them to eat an L this soon.
Nope.
But they don't win the titles.
Yeah.
Exactly. Remember, champion's advantage. They keep the titles via disqualification. Clearly, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are the stronger foundation. Hello, British Strong Style going back to Progress Wrestling.
Yeah.
These two literally defined a brand. If it wasn't for a worldwide pandemic, NXT UK right now would be taking over an entire nation, I dare say. So either way, I think the challengers are going to win by out wrestling them and pissing them off, causing a disqualification. But what matters is
figure you got Dirty Dom and JD McDonough that can play in to get the disqualification.
Yeah, Dum Dum.
Yeah,
and Funko Pop.
Yes, JD McFunko Pop.
Funko Pop? You have a Funko Pop?
No.
He's built
it's
like
a
one.
joke because of JD's head. It's so misshapen for his body. It looks like a Funko Pop.
Wow.
I never
Don't even get me started on Fergal, though. That's a story for another time.
And Dum Dum.
Fair enough.
Great story.
If it was Super Chat, maybe we'll hear that story. That probably would be a more interesting story than some of these other stories. But either way, Judgment Day is holding the cherry blueberry straps. You might as well have a cherry and blueberry fruit roll up during this match if you think there's going to be a different result.
Do they still make
those? I think come WrestleMania, they need to do what they did at WrestleMania 20 and do a 4-team match for the titles.
I agree.
And then you can have the Awesome Truth versus the Judgment Day versus... We'll throw Imperium in there if they haven't completely fumbled by then, versus the Creed brothers.
Yes. And I'm just going to say this for the record. New Day's been 10-time tag team champions. Let's keep them away from the tag titles and actually try and create a new team to lead the division. I'm just saying. Just saying.
And while I agree with Mikey, Awesome Truth probably won't have a long run. They don't need a long run.
Correct.
Transitional to get somebody else over. Think about how you'll make somebody like the Creeds by the fact that they defeated the Awesome Truth. A 2-time Grand Slam champion, a 2-time NWA champion, even though, we don't talk about that on WWE TV.
Oh, come on. See, that type of stuff makes me want to rant, but I'm not going to rant tonight. I'm going to be mild and in control. It's all fine. Stop it. You stop it. You stop trying to incite my anger for monetary gain. All right. Damn it. Either way, that was easy judgment call, but let's see how easy this is. And since I botched the first one, there's more than enough stories and layout that this man can lay the foundation towards this. So let's go ahead and talk about the men's Elimination Chamber match, where the winner will face Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Your lineup goes as follows. The prize fighter, Kevin Owens. Say it with me after I say it. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Excellent job, everybody. Drew McIntyre. The Viper, Randy Orton. The almighty Bobby Lashley. And the current WWE United States Champion, the Maverick, Logan Paul. JJ, lay it out for us. Who are your two picks here? Who's going to WrestleMania to face Seth friggin' Rollins? Despite what we may have seen develop on Raw, has been an integral part in interwoving a particular story, and then you got the others.
Yeah. See, the thing with this one is you cannot make arguments for everybody like you could for the women's chamber. Drew McIntyre is the solid odds-on favorite. He's got the feud going with Seth. He makes the most logical sense. Again, WWE logic, LOL, kind of like brand split, LOL, especially this time of year. That one I will digress on. But Drew McIntyre is by and large the favorite here. I think as far as number one pick, everybody is kind of in agreement when it comes there. When it comes to the secondary pick is kind of when things get kind of wishy-washy, I think, for people.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Owens, you can take out of it straight out the gate. Same with Bobby Lashley as far as I'm concerned. Bobby Lashley, the Profits, and B-Fab, for whatever reason she's part of them, is probably going to go up against Killer Cross, the AOP, and Scarlett at WrestleMania. So Bobby Lashley is completely out of the picture here, in my opinion. Same with KO. That leaves us down to Orton, LA Knight, and the Maverick Logan Paul.
Yes.
You're not going to have the United States champion win and go against Seth Rollins. Logan Paul will get the holy shit spot, though. He is going to do something crazy off the top of one of the chamber pods. That's what Logan Paul has become known for when it comes to these matches. He creates the viral moment.
Yes.
You used to enjoy calling him a viral disease. I feel like you've changed your opinion on him since that John Cena interview, kind of like I did. So that's going to be his moment, but he's not going to win. Brings it down to LA Knight and Orton. And I think when it comes to the secondary pick, you kind of got to go with Orton. He's still chasing the 16 titles. He still can actually get the 16 and surpass Flair in WWE, make it 17, even though we all know it's 21 because AEW has pointed that out and WWE needs to catch up with the times, but that's a whole other story.
Thank you.
As far as WWE is concerned, it's still a 16-time championship. So Orton can still get to that 17. And winning the chamber would be the start to getting to Rollins and making that happen. LA Knight is probably going to be in the mid-card picture. I could maybe see him and Logan Paul having some kind of something, possibly set up LA Knight versus Logan Paul at Mania. Because for whatever reason, it's just not LA Knight's time yet for the big gold. But Drew McIntyre, number one, Randy Orton, number two.
All right, that's fair. I mean, first off, just real quick around the boards, I'm looking at the chat. Drew McIntyre, number one for y'all? Just say yeah.
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 All right, very good. The thing of the matter is, Drew McIntyre has literally been out on his own self-vendetta of getting something for himself that has eluded him his entire career. That moment. And you can say he got the moment at 36, but again, it was in front of WWE's biggest fan, spinning above him, and nobody else. And as far as the others go, my thing is, I kind of think they're going to run back Logan Paul and Kevin Owens because remember what happened at Royal Rumble? It ended in disqualification, but it ended with the lucky shot, the lucky punch, brass knuckles. I think they're going to play off that and turn this into like a boxing thing. And you're the movie philanthropist. Isn't Philadelphia the home of the Rocky Balboa films?
It is.
I can see them running like a boxing exhibition type thing for those two over not even the United States Championship, just Pride. I think the United States title has kind of become an afterthought. Again, it's a marketing tool. It's capitalism. This match will be brought to you by freaking Capital One.
To your point, it will also be 25 years since the Brawl for All finale, which was in Philadelphia at WrestleMania 15.
I rest my case, Your Honor. So yeah, I'm eliminating Kevin Owens and Logan Paul out the gate. So as far as Randy Orton, Randy faced Seth and gave us one of the greatest RKOs of all time at WrestleMania 31. And I think Seth hasn't forgotten about that. And I think you could play some mind games and run that back and make it look even cooler. It's still one of my favorite RKOs of all time, top 5. As far as LA Knight, yeah. I think he's going to feud with AJ Styles. Again, AJ clocked the guy when he returned because LA Knight got the championship match and moment because AJ got wiped out by that same recording you love watching on SmackDown that they played 250 times during the Royal Rumble, JJ, when Solo splashed him backstage. Yeah, I know. Put a gun to his head, pull the trigger, now he's dead. So I think that's the plan.
I would rather see that clip than Charlotte Flair in action, though. But that's a close margin.
Wow. Jeff would be pissed at you right now and put out the title of your bleep graphic. All right, fair enough. And then you got Bobby. You literally spoke what the heck's happening here in Hell Have No Fury, I guess, over, Armageddon reincarnated. Now, whether or not it takes place inside Hell in the Cell, who the flip knows? So at this point, you're foolish to go against Drew McIntyre, but everybody else kind of has something going for them except for Randy Orton, which is why he does make the most sense. And Randy and Drew, I think, feuded during the Thunderdome era. So they could kind of run that back too. And Randy right now has kind of been just in the middle, a tweener, doing his own thing. We don't know what his direction is at this point and how it shapes the WrestleMania, if we're being honest. So, yeah, I'm actually going exactly the same with you, Drew and Randy, in that order too. All right. Let's go down to Natalie and get her thoughts here. Natalie, what's your 2 picks toward this men's chamber? Is it actually anything different?
No.
Does anybody have anything different? Emmanuel, of course.
Oh.
Gotta have
Who's
one
your other
card,
second
right?
pick then, Emmanuel?
Go for it, bro.
Well, like what makes sense, like right now, like there's going to be a lot of interference, like sadly, like there's a lot of good points, like that it's going to be like the Final Testament's going to interfere for Bobby Lashley's elimination. Logan Paul is going to get help from his friends. Like AJ Styles probably costing LA Knight, but that's my second to the last. That's my second pick, LA Knight.
Oh.
This is Drew McIntyre's, and that will set up a more meaningful title match, like a match later on. Because AJ versus LA Knight, like by itself, like no, like it. But if it's him, Drew McIntyre and LA Knight final 2, that's more reason for him to get mad, saying you screw me, you made it personal. Now it's time for me to, kick your ass, basically. And that's what it is. Like, they're gonna make it a triple threat match for the United States champion, because I feel like whoever pins Logan Paul is automatically gonna be inserted for the U.S. Championship. Whoever pins Logan Paul, it makes sense if it was LA Knight, because I don't think Kevin Owens needs the title right now for the U.S. title. Like, he's more of a main eventer than a mid-carder. But that's my opinion. But LA Knight needs that kind of title win in WrestleMania, so it'll make sense if it was LA Knight as the last 2 with Drew.
I mean, as long as LA Knight rolls up in the Slim Jim car, I think he's a made man. He'll be sponsored by Slim Jim no matter what he's doing at WrestleMania, I think. I mean, they're trying to give away that car and $75,000 to fans. So, just saying. All right.
I'll take it. I'll take the 75,000 in the car.
Oh, one more thing. One more thing. The only reason why I'm not going for Randy Orton, even though I like Randy Orton, is because it is the chamber. I'm not sure if they're still using the padding. If there is, that's pretty wise of them. But how much do you want him to spend on the chamber, to be honest? And because you have to remember himself, like his back issues. Is he going to be the last one to appear in the chamber? That's that's the questions you have to ask.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. And again, unlike other chambers, we also have no idea what the order is. There's been no matches or no indications for anybody that has an advantage or who comes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a very fair point. But yeah, if Drew McIntyre doesn't win this, he pretty much is officially eliminated from WrestleMania, in my opinion, and he will still invade it and ruin everything. So
if it was up to me, I'd have KO and Logan start it.
Yeah, just to see actually if we would get one punch inside a cage. So I mean, it just feels like to me right now, until that whole dispute's settled, that they're gonna keep feuding, and the title at this point afterthought. So
you know what's wild? That this matchup has 5 people from SmackDown and 1 from Raw, and that's Joan Drew. Everybody else is from SmackDown. Karen Owens, SmackDown.
Oh, wow, I didn't even think about that. Well, that's definitely a lopsided as you can see it. All right, well, that being said, let's go ahead now and determine who is the weakest link. So let's go around and see what everyone's thoughts is towards who is first. Who gets eliminated first in this one? Yes, Dory?
But did Mike pick his second?
Oh, I wasn't sure if Mike also had his hand. Mike, you have an alternative second too, brother?
I agreed with the group. I'm saying Drew and Randy, only because Randy has the most experience and he's a previous winner.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Well, again, we talked about the dynamics. You talked about interference. You talked about pretty much everybody's WrestleMania plans. I think we pretty much booked this for Triple H in advance. You're welcome, Hunter. But let's go ahead and talk about who gets eliminated first, because if it's Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, does Kevin Owens knock Logan Paul out? If it's not Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, does Bobby Lashley run for a pod and someone pin him? Does someone get blunt force trauma? Do we get RKO out of nowhere? Or I think there's more dynamics towards who gets eliminated first and what it builds into, and whether or not it's the alleged WrestleMania opponent or opponents that lead a decision. That's also completely up in the air too. But let's go around the horn and see who we think gets eliminated first. And Dory, let's start with you. Who gets eliminated first in this one?
All right, considering my picks are, Drew first and then Orton to win this. I think Bobby Lashley is probably the biggest threat of the whole crew out there, and they're going to gang up on him to take him out first.
All right. Natalie, what's your take? Who you think gets eliminated first here?
Probably either Bobby Lashley or KO.
Gotta pick one.
You gotta pick one, sweetie.
Red pill, blue pill.
Just one?
Yeah.
I'll be different, all right? I'll be different and choose a different option than you, so KO.
There we go. I like that. I like different dynamics because it makes things more interesting.
It's on, Natalie.
I would say the order of eliminations, like the women's. KO, Lashley, Logan Paul, RKO, LA Knight, winner, Drew McIntyre.
All right. Stat Boy, what about you? Who gets eliminated first?
I'm going to agree with my fellow barkeep. I'm going to say Bobby Lashley after everyone's finisher. And probably Drew's going to be the one to finish him off. I mean, Randy can hit the RKO. Logan can hit the one lucky punch. KO can hit a stunner, and LA Knight can get the blunt force trauma. And then here comes Drew to finish them all off. All 5 finishers. And Because let's face it, Bobby has had only maybe one good chamber match out of the 3 he was in. And
We don't talk about one particularly because, again, I'm not trying to rant. JJ?
This is a chamber of dismember?
No, we don't mention that here.
Yeah. That's giving Bobby Lashley enough credit as you possibly can because it was an ECW thing. So he'll do better in this one around, but other than that, it's not going to go well for him. So sorry, Bobby.
Jeez. JJ?
I'm right there with Walter and my daughter. It's going to be either KO or Lashley, but I agree with the barkeeps on this one. It's going to be Lashley.
Yeah, I just think right now because Bobby...
Everybody else has too much stuff going for them as opposed to Lashley. Lashley is the one person in this match that has nothing going with anybody in this match.
Exactly. He has a trios feud with extra... How the hell is BFAB still a thing? Never mind. That, again,
how the hell is Top Dollar on my TV twice a week on TNA?
Good question.
Because
that's the better question.
Because so far he has not.
BFAB, when she keeps her mouth shut, is at least somewhat decent to look at. How the hell is Top Dollar on my TV twice a week on TNA?
Because he hasn't dived over the top rope yet and flopped and botched.
That's one time.
Yeah.
He walked one time. He did it successfully a bunch of times. That one time he missed, and that was it. That was the end of his career. And people couldn't stop ringing about it. The same as carrying costs with the Adam Cole promo. Let it go. That's in the past. Stop thinking of the past. That's why they call it the past for a reason. Let them have an opportunity. Or not, you're never going to have them have a long career. So let Top Dollar do his thing.
Well, look, I understand. I'm all about giving people second chances. I'm all about moving on from the past and not look at the past, but look towards the future. But your past is going to have some sort of effect on you going if it's stuck in the world known today as the internet wrestling community, where anything could become a viral moment. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and suddenly talk about this because, again, this show is fracking short. But I do think there is going to be more context added to our WrestleMania main event out of this Grayson Waller effect. So, simply put, I'm just opening the floor to y'all to kind of give me an idea of what sort of effect this has with maybe the dynamic of the main event at WrestleMania. As Seth right now wants to be Cody Rhodes' shield, as Cody looks to stick his sword into the tribal chief. Yes, Natalie, I said that. But we also heard that The Rock said that he is going to do everything in his power, and yes, folks, he's a member of the board, to make sure that Roman leads the championship. So I just want to open it up for a little bit of discussion here, because I think that something big has to come out of this, because if nothing else, you're freaking selling the WrestleMania main event with this segment. So if you don't do something to really build into that match, why the hell is this happening besides the fact Grayson Waller is from Australia?
Good point.
We're going to get something big in this match. We are going to get a classic live via satellite Rock promo.
You're wrong for that.
They wanted the country of Australia wanted The Rock on their show so bad, and now that he's heel, he's going to give him The Rock on their show live via satellite.
Damn. That does sound like
that's how you move the needle. That's how you move the storyline in the main event. You get The Rock, maybe even Roman Reigns too, kicking back at home, chilling, drinking beers, clowning on Cody and Seth in the ring. You know, get a couple Cody crybaby jokes. Let Roman talk about the Losers Bracket Championship.
Gotta move that merch.
Right. I see that happening here.
Do you see Paul Heyman showing up in any capacity? As always, like, ladies and gentlemen.
Unnecessary. Unnecessary. There's no bloodline anywhere else on the show. There's no Jey Uso. There's no Jimmy Uso. There's no Solo Sikoa. There's no need for the wise man to be there.
So you don't see the
It's
bloodline.
not like they're going to announce him for the Hall of Fame in Australia. That makes no fucking sense.
Nay, that's true. So you don't see the bloodline at all trying to take advantage of Cody and Seth and trying to attack him. You don't see any sort of like fallout from this Wall of Fame as far as someone destroying the set.
Nope. I think the most we're going to get of the bloodline is live via satellite, because that's what The Rock loved to do. Think about his feud with John Cena, who he thought was so beneath him. He wouldn't even show up to the arena to address Cena. Same thing.
Well,
All
they
right.
wouldn't be drinking beer; they would be drinking The Rock's tequila, which we still need to
Not
try.
at 5 o'clock in the morning, they wouldn't.
Oh hell! Of course they would. It's always
No.
tequila time.
No.
I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So there
Thank
you go.
you.
Yeah, but by the time they get to that segment, it's probably going to be 7.
True.
It's still 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's fair.
Also true. Time stops nowhere. Yes, Emmanuel. And
Yeah.
also, we did talk about this maybe being something at one point. I don't think it's going to happen at WrestleMania, but I wouldn't rule this out. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, just a quick question for JJ. Like, so you don't think the Waller talking to Paul Heyman meant nothing less on the SmackDown this time, or it's more to it?
I don't think it meant anything as far as this.
Okay, because like it's kind of like a question like, is Solo and Jamie gonna attack them from behind? Is that is that why he's kind of talking to him like, hey, we're gonna attack him from behind, and try to distract him as long as possible type of deal?
I mean, again, we can change our thoughts on it up to, what time did you say? 4:30 in the morning on Saturday?
Yes.
We'll know come SmackDown if they're there or not.
Okay.
But if we don't see any sign of the bloodline on SmackDown, then there's no reason to think that they would interfere at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one thing for Jimmy to cost Jay a spoiler alert. It's one thing to cost Jimmy to cost Jay the Intercontinental Championship. It's another thing for Solo Sikoa to cost Cody Rhodes the match against Drew McIntyre the same exact effing way Cody lost at WrestleMania 39, and yet they helped Drew McIntyre, who blamed the bloodline for the reason he's in this slump in the first place, besides Damian Priest, the freaking idiot. Not hypocrisy, but long-term storytelling with logic. I'll be damned. 1 out of 10 times, WWE can actually use logic. Who would have thunk it? So I'm just saying. So it doesn't necessarily have to be ruled out, but the bloodline's going to be involved around this segment. I do agree with JJ. It will probably be virtual, and more likely will just be The Rock and Roman together on screen. Now is Roman behind The Rock? I'm just saying.
Because at the end of the day, we have to keep one big thing in mind. This is a business. They're not going to fly talent to Australia for no reason.
Exactly.
And
I
they're
don't
not
care
going
how
to
fast
fly.
you get it.
They're not going to fly talent to Australia just to use them for a run-in.
No.
At least
Not at
not unless they're part of a storyline. Like, I could get them flying the Street Profits because Bobby Lashley's on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Right.
could get them flying the AOP because we still have to do SmackDown. At the same venue we're going to be doing the pay-per-view. So you got the AOP there, but there's no point in having the bloodline on SmackDown this week.
Is SmackDown going to be pre-recorded for us?
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Okay, because again, international airing times confuse the hell out of me.
Yeah, we saw the story up, so try to not be read spoilers right there.
You know how I live. I live hashtag spoiler free. The only thing that comes across my screen is email, music, and money. Anyway, that being said, again, folks, you want to watch the Chamber, here are your local times. Again, we'll be doing our call later on in the day, and we'll be hyping it up as always in our post. But Good talk, guys. We had some subtle fun. We've looked at the chamber matches, but let's go ahead and look at what we believe should be the main event, which is the only person that's advertised the show, and she's from Down Under. She has the highest rank on 2K24, arguably the strongest female character in the WWE ecosystem still to this day. And I think she's going to make sure that she still remains on top. So let's go ahead and talk about the proverbial main event, because say what you will about the graphics, say what you will about the opponents, say what you will about the title, but this, in my opinion, is Rhea Ripley's biggest moment. And that's all I'm going to say about that, as I leave it to somebody to, once again, talk about this first and lay the groundwork for their feelings and for their outlook, and who leads with the title and who faces them face-to-face in the ring with the WrestleMania sign looming. Natalie, this proverbially should be the main event of this show, and arguably we're going to get our face-to-face with the Elimination Chamber winner versus the winner of this. Again, the line goes, Mommy is always on top, unless Nia Jax sits down on you. So, Natalie, what's your thoughts with this match? Hey, I call it as I see it. What's your thoughts on this match? And at the end of the day, who confronts the winner in the end? How do we end this show and head into WrestleMania?
I would say Mommy retains, because like you said, Mommy is always on top. That, and I think she has enough confidence in herself as Mommy, but in general about defeating Nia. So I think she's gonna be able to defeat Nia.
All right.
So.
And then, based on your predictions earlier, you think Raquel's gonna confront her face to face, the two tallest, most imposing forces of Monday Night Raw, with the WrestleMania sign looming. Boom, there's a WrestleMania match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. Again, if that means that she gets rid of that cheesy freaking smile, if you watched her in NXT when she was a legit badass holding the NXT Women's Championship, I'm just saying. It's a fair, simple analysis. But before I move on, what do you think's next for Nia Jax?
Personally, I'm not Nia's biggest fan. So whatever really happens with her,
Yeah,
so
that sounds about right. Maybe they bring back the Women's Memorial Battle Royal and she wins that at WrestleMania. I don't know. I don't even know what they call that anymore. Just saying. All right. Well, from one astute lady to another, Dory, your thoughts on this match? And again, based on who wins, you also have Raquel being the face-to-face for the title at WrestleMania. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm right there with Natalie. Rhea's going to retain. And it's going to be an interesting match, just size-wise between the two opponents, between Rhea and Nia Jax. And just the fact that Nia is known for hurting her opponents is not a good thing. I've heard it, I've read it, and I've heard it many times that they don't think she belongs in wrestling because she's always hurting someone. She doesn't pull her punches, so to speak. What's next for her, though? I guess it depends on how badly she hurts somebody this time.
Ooh.
Fair point. JJ, so far, I mean, we called day one. I don't think she's actually hurt somebody so far in this return. And some people argue that her match against Becky on day one was one of her best to date. It made her truly look like a Goliath that crushed a David. And it's kind of turned the whole Becky Lynch backswing into the story that we have now with Mommy. So that being said, what started with Becky and Nia, now Nia and Ripley becoming Rhea and Becky, it sounds like not necessarily long-term storytelling only, but it sounds like, logical storytelling, congruent, linear. So again, your thoughts on this match, and according to what you picked, whoever wins this, Liv Morgan will face them at WrestleMania for the championship. So go ahead.
Well, I think Nia Jax is going to win here. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
Rhea Ripley is going to win.
Oh, boy.
Rhea Ripley is going to win. But I
Almost had a
think
heart
everybody needs to give Nia Jax a break. Nia Jax, at least to me, now granted, I was on my hiatus during her first run.
Right.
But to me, it looks like Nia Jax has really worked on trying to get a lot better than what she was so that she doesn't injure people legitimately. You know, I think we need to give her the benefit of the doubt. She has not injured anybody since her return, to your point. Until such time when she does hurt somebody, we need to treat her like a completely fresh slate, you know? I mean, Ridge Holland still injuring people, got a job. Sammy Guevara still injuring people, still has a job. Nia Jax hasn't hurt anybody, and everybody's calling for her to be fired and let go again. Give Nia a break. To paraphrase the Fab Four, specifically John Lennon, all we are saying is give Nia a chance. What's next for Nia? Now that Chelsea and Piper have lost the belts, I'd like to see Piper and Nia as a team. Two big, bad bitches just wrecking shit on the women's tag division.
I mean, I still say Chelsea Green. I'm pissed off Chelsea Green did win that battle royal. I still say Chelsea Green was the MVP of the Women's Royal Rumble.
She was, but think about the duo of Piper and Nia as a tag team. Dude, that would be fierce. You'd be looking at a natural disasters type of team.
Very true.
They're a bit on the big side.
Well, I feel like they kind of tried that though with Tamina and Nia, and why they worked.
Doesn't have the size that Nia does.
That's
Piper
true.
Does.
That's true, actually.
Piper does. You know, and think about this. Think about if Piper and Nia can get the belts, and then you see somebody like a Jade and Bianca or a Raquel putting them down to take the titles off of them. How much bigger does that make them and their feats of strength? We already know what Jade can do to Nia. She eliminated her single-handedly from the Women's Rumble.
That was awesome.
That was freaking awesome. I'm not going to lie.
So I'm just saying, I would like to see a tag team with those two. Like I said, a women's version of like the Natural Disasters.
All right, I can see that. I just wonder what that means for Chelsea Green, because more Chelsea Green.
That means Chelsea Green can get into the actual women's title picture, where she freaking deserves to be.
Yeah,
not a sidekick or a tag team wrestler. She's one of the best women's wrestlers on Raw.
Glad someone realizes talent. Again,
let's be real. The best wrestlers for the women's division are on SmackDown. Raw has Becky Lynch. It's got Chelsea Green. And I've made my point.
He's not wrong, because everyone else has been relegated to a tag team. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I mean, one point Shayna Baszler single-handedly eliminated an entire chamber, and then Zoe Stark, she literally sent Trish Stratus bye-bye, and she's back in the tag team. He's not wrong. Anyway, jeez. Stat Boy, your thoughts towards this match, and again, based on who wins here, you got Becky in the face-to-face, so go ahead.
Oh, I mean, it's a given, again, even though this will be the 9th time that they fought each other. Nia has only won in a couple of tag matches. She's never had the one-on-one victory between them. Of course, Rhea has a win in the Rumbles over everybody, and she did eliminate Nia in the Rumble along with 10 other people, so it's technically a shared elimination on that. That's their history. But unless you want to have Australia explode and sink into the ocean, you better have Rhea. I mean, let's face it. You know, if you think the Puerto Rico riot with Ric Flair and Roddy Piper was bad, where the only thing standing was the foundation, you're going to have at least 15,000 ticked off Aussies that are going to want to swim the Pacific Ocean and then continue on to across this great country of ours and go in front of Triple H. So it's a given that Rhea is going to pretty much win this one. As far as the standoff, of course, Rhea and Becky, that's the story that's been building and been talked about. So there's your WrestleMania match there. And then the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit at that point between those two. As far as Nia moving forward, if we were talking that Naomi needs to join the bloodline, maybe Nia needs to do it too. If you want to have the bloodline go into the realm of the females and have them just, heck, you can throw in all three of them technically. Tamina, Naomi, and Nia, because now they are all related by marriage and by blood. So why not go that route? Just test the waters a little bit, even though they're not directly related, but it's like there's a couple of branches in the Anoa'i family tree. But overall, Rhea wins hands down, unless you want to see Australia sink into the ocean, which won't happen.
Why not put Nia into the bloodline? I know I just sat here completely putting her over, but would you put Eugene into the Hart Foundation? The bloodline is excellence on the screen. Whether you like him or you don't like him. Roman Reigns is in God mode. Jimmy and Jay are arguably the greatest tag team of the last 10, if not 20 years. And Solo is a star on the rise. Nia Jax is the shit on the bottom of their wrestling boots in comparison.
They're dropping all the bombs tonight. Good grief.
I'm just being real.
Yeah, I'm about to say, tell me
when
you saw live, Chad.
Again, I'm also the guy who sat here saying give Nia a chance. She has improved. But in comparison to the others, I'm just saying.
I mean, again, quality versus quantity. Definition. Nia Jax.
Naomi is an amazing women's wrestler.
Damn right. Not wrong. Again, no lies detected. Not wrong. Anyway, I saw the unified boos between JJ and the last person now to speak, Emmanuel, who of course picked Bianca to be the person to face off against the winner of this match. So, Emmanuel, take it away. Your thoughts on this, the outlook towards both, and again, BST versus Rhea Ripley. Will you get your wish? Only time will tell.
Oh, God. Like when asked earlier before we got in, I was the only one cheering for Nia to win the championship. And here's why. Think about it. Since WrestleMania 39 in LA, who has Rhea faced? All baby faces. This is her first heel opponent ever. Think about that. First heel. And Nia Jax has the possibility to pin Rhea. Like throughout the whole build-up of the Elimination Chamber, I was getting sick and tired of seeing Mommy seeing that stupid commercial. What way to make Mommy a babyface? Because let's be honest, Judgment Day has run its course.
What?
Yeah. Like, if you think about it, Mommy gets cheered no matter what. It's time for her to be a babyface. It's time. You have to pull the trigger. There's no way you could keep making her a heel and get cheered on a daily basis. Like, so it makes more sense for Nia to win. Can you imagine the reaction and the cameras of the booing people? Like, I don't know how many people in the stadium is. If anybody knows
stadium, so you can probably ballpark a number here. It's Opus Stadium, not arena. So
I'm on it.
Yeah,
I don't want to see people throwing Vegemite and beer cans in the ring. I'm just saying.
But Nia will eat that thing up. She will eat that thing up. She will embrace it. She will enjoy it because she really pissed off everybody in that stadium. It makes more sense. I'll say like Nia needs to get that title because it makes more sense. Like we've been drained. Rhea versus the man. We've been draining Rhea versus Liv. We are draining Rhea versus Bianca or anybody else. But to have Nia defend the title and WrestleMania could put somebody over because she destroyed the whole women's division last night.
Before I get to JJ, I just fear. I understand where you're coming from, but there's a key word here I'm going to say one more time. Business. I don't think Nia as your champion is good business to market as a WrestleMania level high card eventer. Just saying. Based on what I've seen promoted, told, possibly sold already for WrestleMania 40 with somebody far bigger and more capable in the ring than her. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
No, it's okay. I was going to say what Mikey put into the chat there. You know, I just raised my hand like a good boy so that I could bring it up.
Oh, gotcha. So,
Okay.
yeah, this stadium, I would not want to piss off that many people.
Well, you have to remember. Look at Drew McIntyre in his hometown. Nobody booed. They all sang the British song. Sami Zayn lost. Nobody booed. They all cheer for Sami Zayn. Meeting up the blood and to end the show. Doesn't necessarily need to have a happy ending. Rhea could make it a triple threat match for all we can tell.
All right. First off, chat and panel, don't take me out of the wrong way. I think a lot of people would want to have a happy ending from Rhea Ripley. That being said, you all can take that for what you will. Nia Jax is not Roman Reigns. Thank you and good night.
That's exactly what I was going to say is despite the fact that Roman is a heel and retained his title in all those situations, there is still a phenomenal number of people that go to the shows that acknowledge the tribal chief each and every time his music hits and he walks down that ramp.
I'm not ranting, but I'm also not.
There's maybe 3% of those people, if that cheer for Nia Jax. Big difference.
He might be being generous.
Yeah.
Yes, Manuel.
Big difference.
Yeah, just one question. Like, if not Nia, then how do you pull the trigger on Rhea face turn? Because it's time for her heel back to go away. Basically, it's
Raw
done.
Mania. Raw Mania is where you reset everything.
You pull the trigger on her face turn by having her defeat Nia. It's a heel versus heel match.
About to say, technically, Rhea Ripley is part of the heel faction of Monday Night Raw that she is cast as a heel. It's a
you notice to your point, she hasn't been doing as much stuff with Judgment Day in recent weeks. It's mainly been the four guys. Rhea's been off doing her own thing because she gets a different reaction than the guys do.
And she's also more successful.
I do agree with your point that the Judgment Day is dead. That's why the tag titles will get dropped at WrestleMania to the Awesome Truth more than likely.
Oh.
JD and Finn will probably go on and do their own thing. You've still got Priest with his briefcase, whether he cashes it in. Have Drew McIntyre beat Seth Rollins and then have Priest cash in and take the belt from Drew, making him go even crazier.
Oh my god, I can see that.
Now Priest is a babyface because I think deep down people want to cheer for Priest.
Yeah.
Dom is not going to get babyface until he comes to help his dad. That'll be the only time Dom gets a pop again. When somebody, Carlito and the LWO turn on Rey Mysterio and he starts getting that beat down, and here comes Dom to save his dad.
Yeah, because I was about to say, because Rhea's the last piece to hold the Judgment Day. That's why I think her losing the title it's coming near. I'll just say
She's
that.
above the Judgment Day. Let's be honest here. She's
Yeah.
literally on top of everything. Even I can understand that. Anyway, and that's not an innuendo comment either. All right. Well, that being said, one thing's for certain. If nothing else can be taken away from WWE Chamber Down Under, Mommy's going to be on top. And I'm sure we'll be on top of the coverage and further discussion come post-show, as this is, again, our last stop before we finally head to Philadelphia and WrestleMania. Looking forward to doing a panel with all of you once again, particularly for that show, too, whether it's all of us or whether it's separate panels. I'm sure I'm going to be doing panels and discussions nonstop, as well as prediction write-downs for that week galore and so much more to be in store. But for now, I think we'll be everybody fine to do. So thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. Again, get your predictions in. You know where you'll find the form. It's always a pleasure, my friends, to do this stuff with you. Let's go around, get everybody's plugs where they can connect and further discuss this and so much more with all of you. Natalie, again, it's always a pleasure. Anything you want to plug, promote, to bring people connect with you to further discuss WWE with you, or teach you about AEW if you choose to let them?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, very good then. Well, keep your head always above water and always be true and be you. God bless you. Thank you. Dory Lou, Statboy Mike, it was a pleasure having both the barkeeps here. Who knows? This might become a Tuesday thing. We'll have to see what happens. And again, I know you guys are coming off from closing time and now getting ready to go GTS. So, been a pleasure. Dory, start with you. Where can people connect to find you?
You can find me on the Twitter at Hathaway Lou, or excuse me, the X. I'm on Instagram at Dory Lou and Facebook at Dory Lou Hathaway. Come find me, drop me a message. Let me know what you want to talk about on the sports bar. I'll do my best to get it in there.
As always, gives her a positive outtake to bring a better light to your day, which I also can appreciate. We need more of that in this freaking internet wrestling community. Fuck that. Freaking internet community. Period. Point blank simple. Thank you, Dory. Statboy Mike, go ahead and talk about your stuff too.
Follow me on Twitter or X at LBStatKid1977. Drop me a note on Facebook with my name, Mike Caldwell. Drop me a post or a reel on Instagram using Statboy13. If you want to use the hashtag Statboy approved and the hashtag Statgirl approved as well, that's how we know that you're watching along. Follow us or watch us every week in the Sports Bar, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. As we report everything, we're getting closer and closer to March Madness. The start of spring training baseball is coming up. We're getting ready for that. We're getting ready next month, of course. The UFL is going to be a thing. We're getting ready for the Stanley Cup playoffs next month as well. It's just sports everywhere. A Stat Boy's work is never done because what is this thing called a day off and this ever elusive nap that I keep hearing people take? I don't know what any of that is. I don't know how you guys do it. Thank you for having us all. We love you greatly and can't wait for the next one.
Absolutely. Emmanuel, it's a pleasure. Good luck to you and Arlene. I wrote down your predictions, but I'll send her the form too, but I'll also send it to you in case you want to change yours. But where can people connect with you?
Yeah, I mean, like, mine's just as easy as pie. I mean, Emmanuel Dominguez on Facebook, EDM7324. I mean, like, if you want to follow him, but you should really subscribe and Coach Tatilla, help Noah reach the numbers that they deserve to have so they get monetized as well to help the crew. I mean, that's what we hope to do. And it's always a pleasure. I know I had some wild picks, but it's because I like the and like there's times that I don't agree with they had planned for us. I'm like, no, I don't want that. So it's always fun to disagree with the WWE at times.
Now,
Usually the term wild card means a lot in sports, but this guy down here, that takes the cake when it comes to the wild card.
He's just trying to throw a Hail Mary and win the freaking Super Bowl. I mean, if the freaking 49ers did that, they're probably a different outcome. But what do I know? I only watch wrestling. That being said, appreciate you, Emmanuel. And it's always good to see that type of thinking because, again, I encourage you to just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling. Simple as that. Speaking of which, JJ, I know we always enjoy discussing this. I also know we enjoy always covering this. And again, you are not insane, unlike I. But you know that I am, of course. But go ahead and plug your stuff where you talk about wrestling every day. And also, there's a mission right now being set up for you. But where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on the socials, Instagram, The Renegade JJ Williams, Twitter, ROWJJ Williams, YouTube, Casa D18 Studios. Thank you to everybody that's watching right now. Make sure you join the members only section of the Casa D18 Studios channel, where you can find Noah and I calling classic matches from many different promotions. We had the Flair Steamboat trilogy go up over last Christmas, looking at doing Punk and Joe for Reign of Honor this coming Christmas, looking at doing Orton Foley from Backlash. Was reminded that this will be 25 years in October. The No Mercy ladder match, the Hardys versus Edge and Christian, the Terry Invitational. We might have to do that for the 25th anniversary, sir.
I'm definitely down for that. You know me.
The TIT.
At the end of the day, that's what really put those two teams on the map. You know, all four of them have been world champions. You know, multiple time tag team champions. Still performing to this day.
Which is crazy.
All of them in AEW. So, yeah, it'd be kind of cool to revisit that. But apparently there's also a mission to try to get me to TNA Rebellion. The tickets have already been procured. It's just flight and accommodations. Trying to raise $500 to get me there. You can go to the PayPal that you see there. Any donation counts. Any donation is appreciated. We don't expect one person to put every penny up. So just any little bit, you know, between now and pretty much between now and April, I guess, the beginning of April.
Yep.
You know, the sooner the better so that we don't get locked out of flights and rooms, but kind of is what it is. You know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Well, either way, you cover wrestling on a day-by-day basis because you love it so much. So you'll be covering it either way.
Tune in to For the Love of Wrestling. Tomorrow will be NWA Power, TNA Explosion, and My NXT. Damn it.
And he doesn't digress.
Nope. Thursday will be AEW Dynamite. Friday will be TNA Impact. And then, of course, Monday we run back the weekend shows. SmackDown, Rampage, and Collision.
And again, folks, that is every week, every day, all the time, all for the love of wrestling and all things wrestling. So there you go.
I'm not quite as crazy as Noah, but I'm getting there.
Do I really seem that crazy to you?
Yes.
Why would people think that? Seriously. I do nothing more, just watch the stuff all the time, 6 days a week, for I am but a simple man and a lifelong fan. What's this stuff called? It's all the tip of my tongue. People call it this, call it that. It's in East, it's in freaking UK, it's in Japan, it's in America. I think there's something trying to find in Africa. I think there's South America. I guess there's definitely stuff in Australia. Oh, yeah, Robbie Eagles is from Australia. Oh, yeah, that's right. Professional wrestling, damn it! Anyway. But
and he no longer digresses also.
That takes some getting used to. All right. I'm just gonna say that for the record. But again, appreciate you, JJ. Appreciate all of you. I know we're all tired. I know we're ready to bid, but I find out this again, folks. Thank you for tuning in for Simply Predicting. Again, we need to digress. No, we don't. Again, folks, thank you for tuning in. What are your picks? What's your excitement level? Are you already going to WrestleMania yourselves? Are you along with us for the ride virtually, though? We hope that you are. We thank you again for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. You can find me primarily on the Twitter and on YouTube at nfoster1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, to my entire DW family on the Twitter. We just recorded our 50th podcast episode. You can find the entire playlist on my simple YouTube channel, so check out the interview impromptu. We'll be back during the week of AEW Revolution for our pre-end predictions panel discussion as well. And yes, there will be more City Predicting along with all that. To keep up with City Predicting, prediction leagues, forums, panels, and news, follow me on YouTube, the simple YouTube channel, and Foster916, and on the Twitter for the full leaderboard results and full results all the time at Foster916. It's all the same unique umbrella. Again, City Predicting, there's no let up. We'll be back Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to discuss TNA No Surrender. And again, the next time we discuss WWE, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. Lord help me. There is NXT Stand Deliver and WrestleMania 40. God help me. In the same week. But also AEW finally kicks off their preview cycle with Sting's last match where it's showtime for the last time with AEW Revolution. So stay tuned for more on those prediction panels. You can follow hashtag to predicting for more on that. If you want to be part of the discussion, like me and this wonderful crew here, reach out to me. Love to have you. I want to keep trying to bring as much variation, as much joy, as much fun as I can for all things wrestling. And I want to bring the biggest outlook I can too. Within a 6-person panel, unless it's like the biggest shows of the year, like WrestleMania or SummerSlam, where I might dare do the freaking 9 squares. We'll see. It depends on, my mood and depends on interest, too. Again, follow my friend Megan Chiba, where she continues to prove that James is more than go to her continue wrestling adventures across the pond. Cheers to you, my friend. Take care. You saw it in the chat. So again, as Emmanuel alluded to, we are trying to get Datilla monetized. So please subscribe to Datilla at Rangers of Wrestling, where it's wrestling time all the time. That's YouTube.com/Rangers of Wrestling. You can find her at Rangers of Wrestling here on YouTube. So go ahead, help her power up, give her a subscribe, show her some love. Appreciate you, my friend. I'll see you this Friday for our call of TNA No Surrender. And again, she reviews.
She's only 18 subscribers away from 1,000.
She's literally on the edge of glory.
Cusp.
Yeah, she's on the edge of glory. Just get her over the hump, folks. Again, she reviews Raw, SmackDown, Collision, and Dynamite on a weekly basis, along it lately with JJ's NXT, which you all could very well make become a more permanent thing by getting her monetized and subscribing. And again, stay tuned for the weekly Saturday Night Shenanigans hosted by the Renegade JJ Williams, whether it's singing, whether it's ranting, whether it's some sort of other shenanigan or conversation across anything in wrestling, hosted by the moderator himself, JJ Williams. This is weekly Saturday Night Shenanigans at our open mic night. We'll be back on normal time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, we do all this crazy, creative, passionate, content-fulfilling madness, even if some of us don't have a social media. God bless you all that don't. Allie, good job. We thank all of you. You make it all possible because, again, this is truly all because of you. And that's all I got to say for now is I'm finally going to let these guys eat, sleep, and do whatever they wish they choose on their Tuesday night, too. For as always, I want to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. There are just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. So at the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality, too. Jesus Christ, get off your damn freaking phones. Treasure your families and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. We'll find out soon enough who is on their way to WrestleMania as we continue our way down the road. So until next time, make a positive impact in life and have a good night. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you virtually down under for Elimination Chamber. Have a good night, folks.
Pray for us, 2 a.m.
Stay safe, y'all.
That's if you're that crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm hitting the button. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.